The Palestinian leadership has said it will put off the start of planned peace talks with Israel after 3 Palestinians were killed in an IDF raid on a refugee camp in the West Bank. But Israel also faces a conflict within its own society. A simmering tension between secular and orthodox Jews threatened to boil over into violent confrontation. RT's Palestinian explains.
A war among brothers is one of the worst things in history. The Jewish people never lost to an enemy, but they lost when there was war among brothers.
Chaim Amsalem is trying to prevent that war from happening again. But he's a lone voice. The ultra-Orthodox rabbi was for many years a member of parliament for the country's biggest ultra-religious party. But they cast him out, angry with his efforts to try and bridge the gap between secular and religious Israelis. It's left him angry.
Unless there will be a change in the ultra-Orthodox community, the direction it is going in will lead to further religious extremism, segregation and divisions within the community. This will cause real danger to the state of Israel.
1 in 10 Israelis belongs to the ultra-Orthodox community. They live in de facto ghettos of their own making. Most of the men spend their days studying, while their wives work for meager wages. They live off donations and state benefits.
In Israel in 2013, there are 2 different, separated and hostile communities. One is the ultra-Orthodox one, that most of its members are behind tall fences. We will never meet in the workplace, not in our schools, not in the universities, not in our colleges.
And because of this, each side has stereotypes about the other.
Stereotypes are negative concepts, okay? So when 2 big societies will emerge on one land, in one state, history taught us that a civil war between the same people is just a matter of time.
But even on this issue, the 2 sides don't agree.
That's simply not true. There is no war. It's nonsense. If you see a religious protest against driving on Shabbat, it's because it offends the ultra-Orthodox who live in that area. Or if it's about being drafted into the military, it's not because we hate seculars. It's about keeping our way of life. There are no 2 Torahs. We act according to the Word of God.
But tensions are at an all-time high. Scenes like this are becoming more and more frequent. Tens of thousands of ultra-Orthodox men protesting moves by secular Israelis to force them to serve in the army. And every month, confrontations at the Western Wall between ultra-Orthodox and Reform Jews.
They want to live regular life. They want to be religious, but I don't think they want to be in such a marginal place in the society. I think it's only the very extreme groups that are dragging them to this point.
In response, Rabbi Amsalem has formed his own political party. It's called Am Shalem, Whole Nation. But for now, the nation is not whole and doesn't seem to want to be. So far, he's failed to win a single seat in government. Whenever politicians here talk about the threats to Israel, they reference the usual culprits, her hostile neighbors. But the threat from within is no less dangerous, a war between brothers. Palestinian RT, Jerusalem.